What's up, everybody? Another draft league battle. Actually, this is a new one. This is Kingdom of Gumidra. They host a pretty cool draft league over there. They have two divisions, and it's not skill based. Both of them just have goated players in there, and they divided us into two different divisions, and each player had between 12 to 16 players, or each draft had 12 to 16 players. So this is the first match that we had. This is a duos tournament. My boy Paul actually did this battle with me, but yeah, they're the Ontario Oshawotts, and we're the Colorado Krogunks. I don't know. We're pretty gangster. So you see a Tapu Koko over there, and then you see like two photosynthesis mons or whatever. Pretty adorable strategy nowadays. No disrespect to my opponent, but like you can kind of see it a mile away. And we do have Ice Spinner on our Quackable. Look at him two-stepping there. He's so clean. But yeah, our boy Quackable is just gonna come in. I think that's our win con period, just because you see Quackable with Ice Spinner, Aqua Step, and Close Combat just puts in so much work against this team. But yeah, during prep, we were a little bit concerned of Coco doing some like Volt Switch and the Corviknight U-turn shenanigans to try to get in like a surprise Latias set, because Latias can always surprise you. Pretty much no matter where you bring it, it's always a concern, because if it's the right set, it just sweeps you, whether it's like weakness policy or it's just like starts calm minding, and if it has the right three moves, then you just insta lose. But we wanted to bring out pressure pretty quickly with either Sticky Webs or Stealth Rocks. So we do have Rocks on like two of our Mons, and Sticky Webs obviously on the Flying Bug here, Vikavolt. So without further ado, we do lead HEATRAN. Goated leads by your boy. HEATRAN against the Corviknight is just so free. I mean, we could be the Eruption set, which is what I expected him to think. So I was expecting the Latias to come out. In my head, it's like this is the freest fire move. I could always Lava Plume, get the burn, or I could rock up and just you know, be content either way. Because Rocks here goes a really long way, because its only defogger is the Corviknight. I don't count Latias as a defogger because usually it doesn't like having defog. Usually it likes Calm Mind to attack Roost, or just some kind of setup set like that, in my opinion. So my boy HEATRAN here goes for the Rocks. He body presses, unaware that we're Flame Body, so boy could have gotten burnt right there. But on this turn, we do decide to go for the Lava Plume, and we do get the burn on the Iron Hands, which goes a long way. So here we do have a Fizdef Lando, so we don't really even care if he predicts the Ice Punch. They do predict the Ice Punch accordingly, which is, you know, they kind of need to start making some risky plays because they're already on the back foot. We got Rocks on their side of the field. The Iron Hands is burnt, so they're automatically just kind of trying to pedal back into first place, or whatever that means. Landorus here was free for me, even though we got Ice Punch. We don't need HP on man, so I think we just pivot out here. Yeah, we just pivot out. We want to apply constant pressure to the Corviknight. That's like the one thing. Here's a crazy tech. So Mans goes for the Corviknight for the defog. Corviknight goes for defog. He did the calc, and he was a Spadef Corp, or like it was like a mixed defense Corp. He did the calc, and he knew that Volt Switch was not going to kill, or like it basically it was a roll, but the max it would do was like 83. So they took the roll. They thought they'd survive, but we're expert belt and we are modest, so we just didn't really care, and we're just gonna Volt Switch anyways. It's super free this game. They don't have a single ground type. So naturally that does mean HEATRAN comes back in. Love the extra little lefties. I put Rocks back up because now their defogger is gone. So those Rocks are here to stay. Earthquake does 56%. You are reading that right. Which is crazy to me because this is not like a Fizdef HEATRAN by any means. We brought max HP, but we brought a little bit more Spadef just to be able to take on the Latias more comfortably. So goes to show you how good HEATRAN is still to this day in Gen 9. We Earth Power for a little bit of chip. It doesn't do anything, and I thought for like the whole time I thought this Iron Hands was AV. I didn't see the leftovers, but yeah, like Landorus comes in. We bait the Ice Punch. We were debating Rocky Helmet on Vikavolt, but we just decided, hey, let's just go Expert Belt because it's gonna pick up the extra little KOs that we wouldn't originally get. And here's where you see Expert Belt come in so clutch. Vikavolt gets Flash Cannon, like randomly. So we do good enough chip on the Altaria to threaten it out. And I wanted to do a little bit more damage so that Aqua Step could take care of it. But he still had the Iron Leaves in the back, so we just decided to Ice Spinner. And obviously Ice Spinner is a 2-hit KO on basically any Iron Leaves here. At this point, even with the +1, it's just not favorable for us to stay in. So it still makes sense for us to pivot out. We haven't been running Flip Turn or U-Turn on KoG because it just seems awkward on a setup set. So I do believe that we go Clef here. We're just so scared of a Scarf Coco here. Just because of the Dragapult. Scarf Coco makes a lot of sense whenever you have a Dragapult. We did end up drafting Dragapult, by the way, obviously. A lot of the weeks we like to run it specs. I don't care if other people are watching it, because it'll be like the one week that, you know, people will watch this video and we just bring Choice Band instead. But we like to bring specs on Dragapult, and I think that's exactly what we did here in this game. At this point, in my mind, we've won. The Altaria's chip, the Latias could be some crazy set, but I still don't really care because we did bring Unaware Clef, and Unaware Clef is always really clutch against setup mons. I mean, basically, I'm just not worried about anything they can throw at me. So the Iron Hands here, like I could see like a Wild Charge or something like that doing damage, but at this point, they do bring out the Latias and they reveal the weakness policy. But like I said, this is just not terrifying at all. Unaware Clef always comes in clutch in these situations, and just Moonblast picks up the 2-hit KO. I do think that their team could have been way scarier if, like, that turn 2, the Iron Hands didn't get burned, and then they did manage to one-shot the Lando with Ice Punch. That really would have been bad, because Lando is our only semi-safe switch into the Iron Hands, especially since our Clef is just kind of a mixed defense set, and it doesn't take 2 Thunder Punches in terrain. So it's just kind of one of those things. So you'd prefer Lando to be healthy if the Iron Hands is at full, but at that point, Iron Hands is really weak. We're comfortable with our Lando getting low. So I think we just play this out and just let Clef just do its thing. I do believe we brought like the most boring like Wish Moonblast knockoff rocks set, because I think I'm pretty sure we brought double rocks, yeah, like on Lando and on Heatran, just in case the Lottie decided to be like defog for some reason. We really wanted rocks for that Altaria, because since it is Mega Altaria, it can't hold heavy duty boots, so we're in a really comfortable position to just put a lot of pressure on them with stealth rocks. And then yeah, like after it megas, it still takes quite a bit. Moonblast obviously kills, so this is like a really comfortable 4-0 for us. I think the most pivotal turn being like these first 2 turns, us getting rocks up. That Corviknight could have gotten burnt right there, so I don't want to hear it from them. But yeah, like this Iron Hands getting burnt, at the end of the day, an Iron Hands is only good under, in my opinion, under terrain, and if it's not burnt. AV is a really clean set because then it can 1v1 the Heatran pretty comfortably. But yeah, at that point, I mean, we saw that Clef was just able to clean up, and the team that we drafted is very, very balanced. Like, it plays balance really, really well. It has a glaring ice weakness once Heatran goes down. Like, I mean, obviously Quackle's here, but I wouldn't even count Quackle as an ice resist. But like, so many mons nowadays getting triple Axle makes me a little bit hesitant to say that I'm happy with Lando and Dragapult here. Because I am going into my Discord and I'm gonna pull up the document so you guys can see our entire team here. the ice weakness is not glaring and it's not crippling, but it definitely isn't the most fun to deal with week to week. Especially we played against this team right here. The it's a Mega Gallade with Meowscarada. I can't even zoom in on that. But we played these guys already. I'm not gonna let you guys know how it went, but I because I still have to upload that video. But yeah, it's just can get a little bit annoying. But yeah, here's our team in the corner, bro. Look at me doing these jutsus. Like, I'm lucky. So when I was streaming a lot, I learned how to mess around with OBS. So there's that. We're these guys right here. I think, yeah, Dragapult, Heatran, Lando, super fun to play with. I mean, I'm keeping up rocks all the time. It's kind of like my staple, or like what I prefer to do. Quackable here we got pretty early, round 4, and you see that I don't know, we're pretty physically offensive at this point, and so I figured, well, Clef was still available, and I wanted Primarina, but kind of getting Primarina and Quackable feels a little bit awkward. So we did decide to go with the Clef. I was happy with that. And then at that point, I was like, man, Quackable can really put in some work with web support. Like, we just run Sword Stance or Bulk Up and just start winning every single game off rip. That to me seemed like a decent idea. And then, bro, Avalugg. You'll see him in these next couple of weeks. Avalugg goes so hard. I mean, just look at other people's teams, right? You go and I'm kind of fighting a difficult case here, but look at this team, like with the Palafin and the Roaring Moon. Avalugg beats both 1v1. I don't care if it's a bulk up set, if it's a choice band. I'll die in court to that one. Yeah, I definitely will die believing that Avalugg is better than Roaring Moon and Palafin. At least in like a 1v2 situation, they can catch the Avalugg hands. But yeah, Thundurus Therian we picked up later in round 8, which I was really happy about because I love the Volt Switch momentum, but also access to Nasty Plot, Psychic, Sludge Wave, Dark Pulse, Focus Blast, Grass Knot, like Thunderbolt obviously, but like the list goes on and on and on and on. And yeah, it's just goated. Volt Absorb also, once Lando goes down, it basically gives us an electric immunity. So that's pretty nice. Muckalola has been really clutch. I will not, spoil the next couple of weeks, but Muckalola has been really clean, especially like the AV sets. The AV sets have been just so tanky. And then with Wish support from Clef, we've been able to recover a lot of the damage that we take with Muck. And in this league, Pursuit Trapping is legal. I'm actually in 4 leagues, and this is the only league where Pursuit Trap is legal. So we've been running that shenanigans, and that's been fun. Purugly is kind of weird and awkward, but it gets thick fat. And I mentioned that almost ironically, but like not ironically, but almost like facetiously, just as a joke. But it gets thick fat, which helps us out with our ice resist. With our ice weakness, like kind of. But the biggest reason why we got it, it's because it outspeeds a Ogerpon, actually. It hits like 112 base speed, so it outspeeds Mega Gallade, it outspeeds Ogerpons. It just outspeeds a lot of things that you wouldn't expect. But it gets Defiant. So if we put webs up, we have rocks up from Lando. They're going to want to defog. Then we go Purugly and then catch a +2. Quilladin is literally here just, I don't know. Because he's kind of gangster. He's shaped like a pomegranate. And I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. So Mans is like built weird, but he gets spikes, synthesis, iron defense. He doesn't get body press, so some can say he is dicks. But I personally think he's all right as a spiker. You just bring him as a spiker, you slap an Eviolite on him, and then you just hope for the best. Do I think he's coming many weeks? No, but I don't know. I'm considering it. I'm considering it. But yeah, I definitely don't think he comes any of the weeks. For the most part, it's just going to be like the top 6. I'm not even kidding. And then just cycling in Avalug for Vikavolt or Thundurus for Clef. Or Thundurus for Heatran. Because sometimes you just don't need Heatran. Honestly, in a lot of matchups, Heatran is terrible. But against like bulky, stally matchups, Heatran is just so goated, being able to dish out Toxic and trap with Magma Storm. Actually, I recently found out that Magma Storm traps. So if you Magma Storm trap somebody and they Baton Pass, because Baton Pass is legal here too, they stay trapped. Like the next Pokemon still has the trapping effect, the Magma Storm effect. So that's how we were able to kill a Rotom one of these weeks. But yeah, like I said, more of these coming up soon. This is the Kingdom of Gumidra draft league that we're absolutely tearing up. But yeah, I won't reveal much more, but I appreciate you guys. Make sure you please like, comment, and subscribe. Dude, I almost forgot how to do like the YouTuber spiel. But yeah, if you guys can hit all those buttons and the bells and the notifications and, you know, submit your social security, basically, yeah, don't do that. But yeah, if you guys want to see more of this type of content, make sure you press like, comment, subscribe, whatnot. And yeah, I'll catch you guys soon. I'll be uploading another one tomorrow, our week 2. Yeah, thanks for your time. Talk to you later. Peace.